All right, people. So, I had some paperwork to do today, a couple estimates. By the time I got done, it took me forever. I had to be on the phone and this and that. I didn't get done till around 12 or 12:30. So, I'm not really needed at work today down in Sonoma, so I didn't. I called them and told them I wasn't going to show up. They're just doing some siding on a house. They don't need me down there anyway. All the material is there. I'll be there tomorrow. So I'm here, and what am I looking for? Why did I walk over here? I walked over here for a reason. Oh, a knife. or a utility knife. Okay, so I got a couple of deliveries. The last couple of days I didn't really. Yesterday I got off my diet. It was a high carb day, and man, I'm paying for it. I feel like dog doo doo. So let me show you what I got. So this is pretty cool. I like Ghost products. You know, they're pretty popular, and for a reason they're good. That's why. So I have these Ghost products here. Some of them are. Pump. There's no stimulant in Pump. And I got the Natty Pump. So there's no stimulant, no real flavoring, no... I don't think there's any sugar or anything in it. There might be some aspartame or something in there. Let's see. I don't think so. Total sugar is 0. No, nothing in it. I got the naked creatine, naked BCAAs, meaning there's nothing in those either. If I got everything that was artificially sugared, sweetened, and also artificially flavored, then when you combine all these together, it just would be a concoction. It would become just basically undrinkable. And because I drink these a lot of times with an energy drink, a sports drink or an energy drink, you can see a couple in there, that already adds all that stuff. But the Legend here, this has the high stimulants in it. I mean, there's a higher version. There's a version of this that's even more pumped up, that has more stimulants in it. I think it's mostly caffeine and some other ingredients as well. But this will get you going. And I got the Sour Patch flavor. That's a new one. I don't think I even opened it. And then this came today, Ghost Hydration. It's just electrolytes in powdered form. Ghost Greens. I never had it. I'm going to try it. It's a superfood. We'll see how that goes. And then vegan protein. I'm not a big fan of whey. I have whey protein here, though. I'm going to give it a try again. I've bought it before in big bags, and I ended up throwing it away and not really using it. And, of course, that was a few years ago. So I'm going to give it another shot. This cereal milk, which I don't eat cereal anymore, so this is kind of going to give me a kind of blast from the past, is maybe the taste of cereal without it being cereal. And then this one is, what did I get? I got pumpkin spice cake. Why did I get that flavor? I guess it was either that or chocolate. Hopefully that'll be okay. But this is a vegan protein, vegetable protein. I guess it's vegan. So, I mean, I read about it when I picked them up. Was conceived to feed savagery around the clock. There you go. Anyway, you see that? There it is. So there's that. And then this is Chris Bumstead uses this stuff. Well, it doesn't use this brand probably, but the horny goat weed and the ginseng and maca and all that stuff. So I've had these before, and I've had these like by themselves, and these things will jack you up. They'll get you going, man. So I bought that, and then I got this box. I think this is the long-awaited, overdue vegetables for my garden. So let me open it. I think, I'm not positive, because it's awful heavy. And so I don't, maybe it's not what I think it is. Well, maybe it is what I think it is. It is what I think it is. Why is it so heavy? God, I get that much? Okay, so, wow, look at this. So, oh my God. What am I going to do with all this? So this is seed potatoes. So I got my work cut out for me this afternoon. What time is it? It's a little after 2. It's a little bit late to plant these potatoes. I usually put them in mid-February. Here it is, mid-April. And I decided to order through mail order this year for the first time for those potatoes. And they were supposed to come mid-March. I didn't even know that till after I ordered it. Then they said, well, we don't ship till mid-March to your zone, which is disappointing. But I thought, oh, well, mid-March, I'll get them in. Well, here it is mid-April, and they thought they had already delivered them. And I had to go back and forth with them. It was the first time I ordered through this company. It was really a hassle. Anyway, I complained. I told them, I said, I'm going to file a dispute with my credit card company because this is going nowhere. Last 3 weeks I've been fighting with you over this stuff. And you're telling me, oh, it's been delivered. And then all of a sudden, boom, 2 or 3 days later, here it comes. So they shipped them out because I also told them I was going to give them an unfavorable review on YouTube because of the experience. It's horrible. So now I'm not going to do that. I'm not that vindictive. They came here. They're a little bit late. It's not the end of the world. But they have a lot of orders they said they're putting out. I don't know if that's a valid excuse, but I just didn't like the fact that they were saying, well, we're going to research with our shipper and see, they claiming that it was delivered and we'll find out. And then it was just crickets. I didn't hear nothing. And I'm like, come on, man. How long does it take to find that out? So they were just kind of ignoring me because, this is like $50. So to them, it's probably peanuts. But you treat the smaller customers just good, just like you treat the big customers. So these are onions. I don't think it's too late to put them in. I mean, it's the middle of April. I didn't realize I ordered this many potatoes. I'm going to throw them in the ground. I'm going to plant them. See what happens. They're just about a month and a half, 2 months behind. And then I went to a nursery. I stopped at a nursery yesterday. I was at work and I stopped at a nursery and then they had a bunch of these there and I went ahead and picked them up. And those are chili peppers, assortment of hot chili peppers and different tomato plants. The kind of tomato plants, like if you go to Home Depot, you're not going to usually find, ones that like a wholesale nursery carries, and some interesting varieties that I'm not familiar with. Like there's 2 or 3 that are I don't think I've ever grown before. One's a cherry tomato, but I mean I've grown many cherry tomatoes. And last year I had some of the best ones I've ever grown. There were some different variety of red ones and then a variety of yellow ones. But there was a purple one I grew last year that was just so sweet and it was delicious. Anyway, there's a black cherry one in here now. And I think I got 2 of those. So that's the only cherries I'm going to grow this year, I think. I don't think I'm going to grow any other cherry peppers. Cherry tomatoes. Because the ones I grew last year, I kind of grew like 3 different or 4 different varieties, and they a couple of them just were more or less the same as each other. And then the yellow ones were okay. They were a little bit mild, but they were beautiful looking. They were not completely round. They were almost bell shaped or oval shaped, but they were delicious. But they weren't as the purple ones were just intense. So I'm gonna go ahead and put those in the ground. I could put this on a tripod and see if there's any video I can get out there that's any interesting at all. So we'll see. Let me get my shoes on. Get back out here. Somebody's cooking meat. I can smell it. They're smoking meat or something. What else is going on out here? Nothing's changed. I still got. I actually went through and cleaned this up not long ago, and that's what you consider cleaned up. It was worse. I got a whole big storage shed full of stuff I took out of here, and look at it still. That's the only thing I don't like about contracting is all the crap you gotta have. But anyway, why am I complaining? I got some new equipment. I've got this wide bar here. This came a little bit wider than I knew how wide it was when I bought it online. But now that I got it in my hand here, it's a little bit wide, but it's okay. But this is the one I'm most excited about. This one's pretty cool. So, and this one may end up, this is a good bar. It's heavy. Doesn't need to be heavy, but in fact, if it was aluminum, I would probably like it better, but it's a quality bar. It's already got the rubber and stuff. That one's not wrapped, the knurling. I'm gonna have to put my own stretch tape on it like I do all these, you know. I need to get more. I got one little roll left. You can see it doesn't last forever. Boy, that barbecue or that smoked meat smells delicious. Man, that smells good. So anyway, yeah, I got off my diet. And then I told you about that. And then it's not the end of the world. Then yesterday I was just so exhausted. But I slept really well last night. And then you know, I'm going to be back on track today. Okay, I'm back. So I got the plants in the. Here's the yard. Here's the yard. Okay. So a quick overview. The snow peas. I love snow peas. They're coming up. I had some planted here. I planted these early. These came up. Those didn't come up. I don't know if I put the seeds in too deep over there or what happened, but over there they didn't. I made two rounds of them, two areas. These pretty much all came up, but right there didn't. So I replanted those some weeks later, and then they're popping up. Anyway, there's enough plants here and they're going to be like, those will be ripe first, and then these will come along. So I'm going to have, a decent amount of snow peas. This is my first set of radishes I put in. I just throw the seeds around into a square. I usually do rows, but this time I'm just doing a square. I'm not even going to thin them. Some of them will be overcrowded and they won't grow well. But given the amount that's there, there's going to be a ton that are going to be good. And the key with these is, and I don't know how to control the growth, but if they grow really fast and they get a lot of greenery up on top, they won't have a big bulb. But if they stay small, they develop a big bulb. Carrots are the same way. Most of the rooted vegetables like that do that. This is ready to pick again. I can get more oregano. I've already picked it once. I'm going to pick it again and dry it. One of my customers has a couple of those plants that are probably twice as big as that, and she said, "Oh, pick all you want and dry them." So we're going to go back up there in a week or two. I'm going to bring my scissors and trim her oregano and take her up on that offer and bring it home and dry it. because I love dried oregano. I'm not a fan of fresh, but I do like it when it's dry. Go figure. And then I keep this cut back. And this is the, obviously, rosemary. And it's got, see, giant weeds. There's always weeding. It doesn't matter how much weeding I do. There's, on this type, in the beginning of, in springtime, there's always tons of weeding. The weeds just, just a matter of a week, you can get tons of weeds coming back. And when the ground is nice and moist, it's easy to pull them out. And when if you don't let them get too big. And this is some kind of tree that wants to grow there. And you know what? You can't grow there, man. Seeds get dropped by birds and wind, and the weird shit starts just growing around. I don't know about this garlic. What do you think? Should I pick one? This has been in for, this has got to be like, I think I put these in September. September, October, November, December. That's 4 months. January, February, March. That's 7 months. And this is April. This is over 7 months these have been in. I wonder. I should pick this one. It doesn't want to. You don't want to come out. I don't want to break it. Let's get a shovel. There might be a bulb in there. Okay, so here's a rake. I've actually stepped on a rake before and it hit me in the head. Yeah, like you see in cartoons. Well, it happened to me in real life. Now, where am I going to plant the potatoes? There's way too many. So I'm just going to throw all the seeds in. I can't grow them all. I don't have the room. I don't want to dedicate my whole yard to the freaking potatoes. Although, I do like the potatoes. I like a potato. For all that time. This is what I got. So, here's one. There's one mound. Here's another. Red Lesota. Red Lesota. Late season. Well, at least. Sow seed pieces 18 inches apart, 3 to 4 inches deep with the eyes up in rows 2.5 feet apart. Wait till the vines are dead and wait 2 weeks. Okay. I will say this, they're pretty impressive compared to like what you get at Home Depot or even a nursery, a local nursery. These babies look pretty cool. Hell, I might take a couple of these inside and eat them. Oh, this is a good feeling right here. Right next to the worm, Yeah, I put that one in. I put that one in. So the little ones I'm not. Some of these are a little soft. I'm gonna put one big one in there. couple of tinies in there. Okay. Okay. So I'll get the maximum amount. Well, you know, again, I've pulled out potato plants with smaller foliage and good potatoes in the ground. And then some of the larger plants, I'm like, oh, this is going to be something else. And then they kind of disappoint a little bit. So I amended the soil, but I did it really early. I think I did it this year. I usually do it in February and then I plant, and that's just too early. I think this time, if I'm not mistaken, I think I did late December. I think I brought in I brought in 3 or 4 yards. I brought in 3 yards, but what they delivered was like 4. They over delivered this time. They made up for the year before when they kind of under delivered. So I had, it's settled down now, but it was a lot of soil out here a couple months ago. It looked like a lot more, but it has settled. Okay, so let's take a look at this one. Let me see. I got another bag of this stuff. I always get confused. I plant like a Yukon Gold type, you know, light color, and then I always do a red potato, and then I don't mark them out, and I always forget. So, and I kind of throw them in without any particular order. So this time I'm going to do, these 3 rows are going to be, what are they going to be? Those are the reds. I only had 1 bag of those. So these 2 are reds. 1 bag. So I'm only going to get 6 holes at this rate, and that's fine. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them over there next to the onions. I was going to do, or I'm sorry, next to the garlic over there, because I was going to actually do the onions right outside that garlic, but the thing is the onions will go in rows similar to that, and as they grow they'll become really difficult to walk through. But with the spacing, it's going to be well defined. I can walk in between because the potatoes are going to grow right underneath. They don't branch out. So these are called Superior Early Season White. Now these are earlies. That's this bag. These are Gold Rush Late. So I'm going to have 2 things of early season there. And I think this gets like the most sun in this area. So let's do this one. I should have started with the reds here and worked that way. Again, not the greatest planning. They want you to orientate them pointing up with the eye. I'm not doing that. A lot of potatoes in this little spot here. I've never crowded them like this, never. So I'm gonna do it this year. I'll try to. I just don't have the space. I can't plant out my potatoes here. I got other plants. So whatever I get is what I get. So I'm going to do that one. I'm going to do, I guess I'm going to try to fit 3 more over there. who knows? Maybe the soil can support all these, and most of them will come up. And I'll dig them up in 4 months. Probably won't be till July now, late July, and I'll dig them up. Fortunately, July tends to be a cooler, cloudy month for us for some reason. Not all of it July, but we do get, August is brutal. June we usually get a hot spell, but July, the middle and end of July, a lot of times we get some cooler weather and some clouds rolling in, and that's kind of been the pattern, pretty consistent for a while, which will be really well for, it will do real well with these plants because they are a cool weather crop. Now, because I usually harvest these in June. Now and I plant them in February, middle of February or so. Okay, so here's my logic. I think they're gonna grow faster because I'm planting them later in a warmer soil. And usually when I plant them super early, sometimes it's too early and it gets really cold. Last year it froze and some died and I had to replant. So you can make them stunted or damage them if it's too cold. So they should come up fairly quick in this weather. And then even though I'm a couple months behind where I normally would plant, I think I'm only going to lose about a month of growing. And I think in July these will be ready rather than June. And I should have a pretty good, I'm excited. I'm changing it up a little bit. I was forced to change it up. Maybe them supplying me with these on a little bit later is actually going to turn out to be a good thing. That's the way I'm starting to view it now. This is all I get. Yep. I can cut a lot of this mundane digging out. If you do even get an audience to click on, you can easily get them to click off if you just start, if they're watching you dig. With nothing else. Just dig. You'd be like, man, I'd rather watch a cat play a piano. But then you would miss out on all my interesting commentary and ignorant mispronunciation of words. Should have came out here. I didn't get done till like almost 1 with my work, my business work. So, and it's still early. In fact, it's very early. Here we go. Yeah. So that's pretty good, but I don't know. I think I'm gonna put I'll just put one more here. It's, no rhyme or reason. Finally going in the ground. Like I said, I haven't had this particular style or these particular potatoes I'm gonna need the water. I'm sweating. Watch this. I'm gonna show you something here. You see that? You see that post right there? Watch this. Oh shit. I freaking broke it. God damn it. Did I break it? I did break it. What an idiot I am. I just broke it. I forgot about the fire starter. Well, I'm not going to use it as a fire starter. Well, 100 yellow sets of Stuttgarter Riesen. Stuttgarter Riesen. Sounds kind of, is that German? And this is red comrade. Man, I got German and Russian onions. Huh. I'm half Russian. So it's going to be the red commies against the yellow tyrants. You don't want to put these too deep. And then you don't want to put them too shallow. How's that for a guide? How deep do I plant them, Tom? Well, you don't want to put them too deep. And you don't want to put them too shallow. Oh, okay, thank you. That helps. Good. So I'm just kind of doing it like, you know, like I'm in it for the long run. And also, I'm in it to enjoy it. And, you know, my back is not the best anymore. So I can't come out here and work like I'm 25. I mean, I could, but I'll just pay for it. And then at some point, I'm going to pay for that. You know, I'm not going to go back inside and sleep it off and I'll be just fine. No, I could be sore for 2 or 3 days or something. I've got to be careful. You could be in good health and all this stuff and work out and everything, but you cannot change the fact that you are still, like, I'm still 66 years old and I still worked with tools in heavy industry for all of my life. And so my joints and ligaments and tendons and everything, and muscles, everything took a hit. There's no escaping that. So I preserve myself at this point, and I try to stay healthy so I get the best enjoyment out of life. But I've had a lot of pain and suffering in my life, and a lot of it was self-induced because I went overboard. And so I kind of am learning my lessons, like, you know, steady and slow gets the job done, and enjoy the process. I want to enjoy the process. I mean, why garden if you don't get anything out of it? I mean, besides the vegetables and whatnot and the health. I mean, you want to get something out of it. Okay, so I have... How do I sort these? Now I got to make another crucial decision. Oh boy. These decisions are getting critical. This is where I put all the weeds and compost and dead plants. So it looks like I could plant in here, but I really can't. I'll throw a bunch of stuff back there though, and it just starts growing on its own. So obviously we know that this area is taken. We know that that area is taken. But we can step over to here and we could start our rows here, and we could stagger our tomato plants and still continue to have a path here. And that's what we're going to do. So let's separate the peppers from the, let's separate the peppers from the tomatoes. Let's do that. And let's take off that hat. Okay, this is not labeled. What the hell? I call foul. They look the same. It's not labeled, so you know, that's a mystery plant. This is a pink blossom. No, pink Berkeley? Is that pink Berkeley? Pink Berkeley tie-dye. Oh man, that's like a hippie one. Another pink Berkeley tie-dye. So these are a matched pair. They're gonna want to stay with each other. They're gonna want company, keep company because they're the same. They're gonna have a lot in common with each other, and so they'll get along. I don't want to put tomatoes next to another, like a big tomato next to a small tomato, and intimidate the small tomato. Here's an early girl. They got to play nice together, you know what I'm saying? Here's a bluebell. Blueberry. Here's the blueberry. I think this is the cherry. I said it was black, but maybe it's blueberry. There's a cherry. And I know I have more than one of those. Let's see, is that another one? No. Oh, Roma. I'm gonna have a lot of those because those make the best sauce. Oh, here's a dark star. That's the dark one. I'm gonna put the dark star. I think these guys will get along. I think they'll get along. And the Roma, that's gonna be in its own that's its own league. Roma's the workhorse. Here's another Roma. These are the saucy ones. Early girl and blue bell or blue whatever. Okay, early girls got company. And blue and dark star. These guys are, look at, 3 of them. A gang of 3. That's pretty cool. Another dark star. Okay, now we're gonna have to start breaking these guys up. Look at them. Look at them. That's a dominant gang. No more can be in the club. Another dark star. How come I got so many of those? What, do I like them? I don't even know what they are. 5. This is ridiculous. If this is a dark star, another dark star. Ooh, was that it? I don't even know what a dark star is now. I forget. I got them yesterday. 6 of these. Okay, you got to break it up. So, oh, dark star. Blue bell can't be with the dark star. Here, you have to be in your own gang. Okay, so there's a gang of 4. Okay. Brandywine, I'm gonna call that, I don't know, I think that's a Brandywine. But Pink Berkeley, okay, we know those guys are gonna get along. Early girls, they get to be big. They will compete with each other. That's a good thing. All right, I think I have it divided up. I should have got more Roma. I think the dark star is like a Roma. That's what I think I did. That's why I got those. I believe that's what I did. I hope that's what I did. I think that's what I did. Pretty sure. Well, if not, I think it's a dark, because this is a blueberry. I hope that dark star is like a Roma. Oh well, it is what it is. That's what I chose. And I'm not going to second guess myself. So now let's set them up. The tall ones that I know for sure are the early girls. The sun's going to be behind me in the afternoon. We're going down here. We're going downtown right here. We're going right here. We're going to put one right here. And we're going to put the other early girl right here. Now that looks like it's far away. But I'll be, you know what? That is close, man. That is close. That is really close. Now, Pink Berkeley, they look big. They just look big. Let's put Pink of Berkeley. Where's Pink Berkeley gonna go? I have no idea. I thought I could put some on this side, but you know what? I can't clog that. What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? I'm in trouble here with all this. I'm running out of space. I can't clog that. I can't do it. I can't do it, Cotton. God dang it. Ugh. Okay. I'm going to put this one here. Like here. I guess. It's probably not going to do very well there. I'm going to put one here. I know I shouldn't. But, you know, I got to. I don't have a choice. Besides, it's a lot of tomatoes. Okay, this group of 4. I could probably bang these out together, huh? I mean, they're a group of 4. Probably get along really well. I could really close. I could probably. I can't remember which ones are small. Those are dark stars. Those might get. Do they look big? No. They look small. Okay, I'm gonna. You know, dark stars. You guys just stay here, right here. You're here. You're here. You're gonna go right here, and you're gonna go right here. Let me see. Oh, ow. Crap! I almost killed it. Sorry about that. Oh, my Roma. Oh. Close call. Roma. Sorry, Roma. Romas don't get very big. I'm gonna put Roma here. The other thing is I do need a slight walking path through here, and I have it. And the potato plants, I put a ton of potatoes in those holes. They're gonna really grow up, so they will be competing directly with those tomato plants. But you know, there's 3 of them that are kind of in the way, plus, well, those 2. But I got all of these. The reason I plant so many is some don't do well, and then I have to replace them. Or if they might do well for a while, and then they kind of fade. And so you want to have more than you need. So you're not regretting it and saying, oh, if I only put 3 more in. So I tend to overplant, and I also like variety. And they ripen at different times and stuff. And the cherries, I like the cherries because they're the sweetest of all. And then I like the medium-sized ones because they're good for like salads and vinaigrette salads and whatnot. And then I like some of the other varieties, like the weird colors and stuff like that, because it's just something that's a novelty. And then the brandy wine is the only heirloom, so I'll have an heirloom one. The rest I think are hybrids. So I think that's good. Now, here's what's left. The peppers. Well, why don't I dig these in the ground? And you don't need to see that part. So I'm going to pause this, and then I'm going to dig them in the ground. Plus, I got to get more water. Okay. I finished. I just got to water them in. But I had to throw them around here and there. Here's some. There's 4 chili plants there, because those carrots are just about done. I think I mentioned they're done. There's a row of chilies here. I'm going to put another row of chilies here, and then I'm going to have a little bit of space here for probably bush beans and things of that nature. Here's all the Here's all the tomatoes. They're all in there. You saw me put in the potatoes, and the onions are over there. I'm just gonna water it in. I had to stop for a while because my worker came back and we had to go over some job quote and some other stuff and get that taken care of. So I'm gonna water this real fast, and then I'm gonna, clean all of this mud off of me and clean up. Can you see? I'm gonna get cleaned up. I mean, it doesn't look super decorated, but I don't care. This is the way I like it. A little bit sparse. Once the vegetables grow in, it's gonna look pretty lush back here. Last year I had a small pool back here, like one of those disposable ones for this summer. I don't think I'm gonna do it this year. It was fun though to come out. It was when it was hot, just to come out and soak in it. It was just big enough to you could lay and float in it. It was pretty cool. So we'll see. We shall see. Okay, guys, I'm gonna go, and I will talk to you later. Bye.